Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fansation, the podcast where we talk about anything and a little bit of everything with you, the fans. As always, I'm Accordion, the host of this series, and I'm joined here by the one, the wondrous, the spectacularly guy who said he didn't have to fuck him if he was already dead, Sunnyforhire.
First off, okay, if we ever take that to court, I will challenge it. So I have a saltine cracker. That is called the streamer diet right there, my friend. Saltine crackers and G Fuels.
Oh, the excellent. So we have the gamer diet where it's like Doritos and Mountain Dew. And then you're a step higher with the streamer mentality of saltines and G Fuel.
You don't even listen.
What's even beyond that?
I feel like I've hit quite a few rock bottoms my streamer days. I used to live off of like half of a coffee crisp at one point. I had a full coffee crisp from Halloween, and I would just pick at it every day with like some warm water from the night before. And that was kind of, that carried me, to be quite honest with you.
Quite the tragic story, but alas, I think you're rushing into things. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, man. I haven't even gotten a chance to properly introduce you. Who the fuck are you?
Well, okay. Firstly, I'm glad you asked, Accordion. My name is Sunny, aka Sunnyforhire. I stream on Twitch. I love Twitch. Twitch has been my everything for the past couple years, and it's kept me pretty fucking sane. A little bit of backstory, a little bit of a Sunnyforhire lore here. Instead of actually a little bit of Accordion lore. If anyone is very familiar with Accordion,
oh god,
we used to RP back in the day.
Specify the RP.
Well, let's see. The RP in specificity, whatever. I can't speak. I don't know what that word is, but you played Brad. I played one Tony Ghastly, and it was pretty great. It was actually, I don't know if you knew this, Accordion, but when I met you for the first time in game, that was, I think, like my third all-time server. And the day that I met you guys, I think you know this, the day I met you guys, that was the day that I was actually just going to give up on RP forever. Because I just had so little faith and just enjoyability from it, because I would just spawn and then somebody would be like, give me money. And then I would die. I also just was a bad criminal. I didn't know how to do anything. I was very lazy. So,
oh, dude, I feel that on such a personal point. And I'll give you a little backstory here. That was my first RP server.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and Brad was the second character I had ever made. For those that are unaware of who I am for whatever reason, and you're watching this episode, I don't know when this episode's gonna come out, get with the times. Like, what the fuck? I literally plug myself at the end of every episode. Why aren't you checking out my other shit? I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna stab you like the little bitch you are.
And I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna Fortnite dance under your grave while he does it.
Yeah, but Brad, such an original concept, such a beautiful name.
Yep.
He was basically my version of Johnny Bravo. And I hate what happened to him. I hate where he ended up at the end of the day. And I'm sorry to myself for allowing such things to happen and the lack of motivation to continue playing him.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Tony also fucking died as well. So not even at my hands. He's gone.
I know. I was there.
Yep.
Not in character, but out of character.
Yeah, same. I watched it happen. I watched my own child die in front of my eyes.
Yeah, I saw mine get his head blown off by a saw trap.
Jesus Christ.
Not even joking. That's Dude, exactly what they did.
Poor Brad, bro. Poor Brad. What the fuck?
He didn't deserve it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure. Wasn't there a fish up Tony's ass?
There was fish in his entire body.
Yeah.
Like every orifice.
Yeah. Also, actually, do you want a little bit of backstory on Tony? Don't know how I came up with him?
Well, you see, I would, but alas, this is not what we decided to talk about today.
You're right.
Yeah. It's fine, though. It's fine because it does relate heavily into the topic that you did tell me before starting recording, which is exactly what?
The wonderful world and not toxic at all world of Twitch.
Sorry, I had to choke a little bit on that horrendous lie.
Yeah. Twitch. I think Twitch is amazing. Twitch is great. I love Twitch. For those unfamiliar with Twitch, I don't know what rock you've been living under. Perhaps you're one of those weirdos that watches Kick for some reason. But
I've
Twitch
heard
is
about
great.
that recently.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing that's going on. Have you heard of the 95-5 split?
Yeah, and like somebody's like, you should check that out. I'm like, bro, if I need money, a new place is not where I'm gonna go because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get popular.
100%. Yeah, I think a big thing is with Kick too is I think that a lot of people are trying to get into the ground floor, so I think it's easier to get discovered. But I also think that no matter how much you split it, I think that Twitch will always be king.
Yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't say
You mean-
always.
You meet competition, but I don't think. I mean, think about how much Twitch has fucked up in the past year, and generally speaking,
It's
not
still
that much
going for
has
now.
happened. Yeah, for now is the key word. Yeah.
Yeah. So Twitch, it's a streaming platform. Everybody seems to kind of know that. If you don't know that, you're under a rock, as we said. And you should probably start acting like Patrick Star because that's about the same amount of brain cells you have.
Correct.
So with Twitch, it's a platform. If I remember correctly, it started as a thing called Justin TV. Am I right?
That is fully correct, sir.
Do you have any experience with Justin TV, or where exactly is your knowledge with Twitch? What exactly do you know about it?
I mean, Twitch, I feel like I know more about Twitch from like, I don't know like the lore of Twitch, you know, but I think I know a lot
lore.
I know like a lot of the big streamers, stuff like that. But one thing that is a little cool tidbit is actually I first technically started Twitch streaming when I was like 12. I found out what Twitch was, and what I used to do is, Clash Royale, the game.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
So what I used to do, it is a mobile game, yeah, but you can stream it on Twitch. And so what I used to do is I would go onto the browse category on Twitch. I'd go to Clash Royale. I would find streamers that were playing it, and then I would join their clan and I would stream snipe them.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, because they would tell, like, they'd be like, hey, chat, we're going to place this down. And then I'd just be like, fuck you, LOL. Like, I'm just going to come back all of your moves.
That's not you streaming. That's you being a dick.
You know what? Okay, bro. I was 12 and I thought that I was quite literally like hacker man, dude.
Oh, no. Believe me, it's we all make stupid choices when we're that age and younger and sometimes older. Humans make
Always.
stupid choices in
Always.
general.
My parents made a stupid choice by having me. Tell you that much.
Was it their choice though, or were you an accident?
I don't ask questions I don't want to know the answer to, Accordion.
Yeah, that was awfully rude of me. I shouldn't have asked. God, I'm gonna get
yeah.
canceled again.
Again? You've been canceled?
If people listen to the second episode of Fansation, you'll see why I got canceled.
Now I'm excited.
As you should be.
Anyway, but fun fact too is that my first ever Twitch stream was at the ripe age of 12, around that era, and I vividly remember it was off of my phone. I was in my grandmother's living room, and I sung. You remember the OG Trolololololo, you remember that song? The absolute banger it was. I remember singing that song for 5 minutes. I got a single chatter. That chat came in and said, "You fucking suck." And then I stopped streaming after that. It was the saddest day of my entire life. Yeah. Yeah. I remember crying. I was like, damn, bro. I thought, I was going to be the next PewDiePie. But in reality, I'm the next Iggy Azalea. This is fucking brutal, dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
That was, God, such a legendary story. Just like,
Yeah.
you fucking suck.
Yeah. And this is like, I don't think Twitch was like, that would have been what? Back in maybe 2013, maybe a bit before that. Twitch wasn't like that. I don't think what people really take into account is I think Twitch was always big, but I don't think Twitch really hit like its complete heights up until maybe like a year or two pre-COVID. I think that's when it really took off. Because I think there was always big Twitch streamers, but I don't think that they went mainstream until we had like our XQCs, our Soda Poppins, our Aiden Rosses,
Right.
So,
Well, so, Jesus, it's wild thing that it's been over 10 years that Twitch has technically been around.
yeah.
God, makes me feel old, even though like I didn't know what Twitch was until about 5 years ago now,
No
maybe
way.
less. Oh yeah. That's because I grew up in a household that had no internet and
Oh,
outdated
okay.
technology.
You're
Yeah.
like
So
Amish?
no, I just lived in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, Amish, got it.
And also it doesn't help that a certain somebody in my family, who I will not state, uh, is very, very paranoid about things of that nature in the internet because, Big Brother is watching. I
I
don't think they
see.
believe specifically in Big Brother or anything like that, but it's basically the same concept.
I mean, it's kind of funny that you brought that up, the whole Big Brother concept, because I feel like the one thing with Twitch streaming that I think is just consistently scary is just the idea of getting doxxed. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt, yeah.
Right? And the thing is, too, is like, I'm kind of a fucking imbecile most of the time. I'm like, I feel like, I'm not even gonna say anything, okay? I don't want to influence any of the peoples out there. But doxing is scary. Don't dox. If you dox me, I'll fucking cry or something.
Exactly. And granted, that may be a tiny bit funny, but that's still kind of fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, have you just got me the clip and ship of a century? 100%. Okay, I don't want to profit off of it, but will I be moderately to slightly aggravated? Yeah, probably. Okay, and you'll probably get banned in my chat unless you said like get doxed Omega Law and it was funny. Other than that, you're getting banned.
Bro, I love how you're making like these drastic exceptions.
Listen, bro, okay. I feel like, generally speaking, it's kind of like I think anything goes as long as it's funny. In
a sense.
Right?
But I'm just gonna go ahead and say if you think the genocide of a people is at a point funny and you're like, oh, it's fine, it's funny, I think there's something horribly wrong.
Okay, you know what? All right, I wasn't thinking of genocides, Accordion. Okay, listen. If you're listening to this right now, you sweet little you, and you're in your little hammock, and you're like, I think I should genocide. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Not fun. Bad. Okay. Why don't you just go fucking play stick and hoop or something like the good old days?
Just call it a day and go bowling.
Bowling's pretty valid. That's a good answer. I do enjoy bowling, dude. Except I don't like it when the balls are waxy. It makes me feel like a dirty little wench.
No. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Anyways, Twitch, right?
Yes. God, I don't want another tangent episode. Jesus. So if you do know a bit of any of Twitch's history, what can you tell us about it?
Well, okay. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, Accordion, I don't know that much Twitch history. I just know I like Twitch and I like talking about Twitch. Therefore, that is why I chose this topic.
That is perfectly valid.
Okay.
That's right. You're valid.
Bro, once you hit the Justin TV, I was like, oh shit. Oh no. I don't know anything about this lore, dude. I don't know what's canon. I don't know what they retconned in Twitch lore, dude. Like, I'm not sure,
God,
bro.
You're basically just like every other Dragon Ball Z fan out there, where they started at Z. And they're like, I don't know what original Dragon Ball is. Fuck you on about?
I thought Dragon Ball Z was the only one.
No.
I don't even know
Dragon
that, bro.
Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. There's a lot of Dragon Ball.
I just started Dragon Balls on your face. I just started watching Attack on Titan. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna put my foot up your ass.
Okay, we both know I'm just gonna sit there and.
Oh wait, sorry. I didn't do it in the right voice.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my foot up your ass.
Dude, that was for the real ones out there. The real lores, dude. Holy shit. Homies. Yeah, bro.
Well, so you've already dabbled a little bit into how you got into Twitch. Your first stream at 12, where you were basically told you fucking suck, and it
Doubtful.
Completely demoralized you and make you cry in the corner like a little bitch.
Yeah.
So what made you go back to it? So when did your Twitch lore appreciation, even though it's not actual lore, your infancy in Twitch really start?
I mean, okay, so keep it a buck. That one comment deterred me from it for like 5 fucking years. Okay. All right. But I think that I always enjoyed making people laugh, but I was like, I can't be a stand-up because I don't think I'm that funny to be a stand. Also, like, I can't write material.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm not,
that's the biggest thing with stand-up comedies. Most of the time, you can't be doing shit on the spot. You can
Yeah.
be reactionary and improv, etc. Believe me, plenty of improv people do insanely well out there. Whose Lines in Anyway is a perfect example. But you can't just be a regular stand-up comic and not have predetermined material.
Exactly right. And I think that's what really drew me to Twitch. It was one of those things where I was like, I knew I was situationally funny, and I knew, like, I like to act. I'm not an actor, but I like kind of character things. And so I think what kind of drew me to Twitch the second time around was it was kind of this idea of like Twitch is almost like stand up, but it's all on the go, right? Like, if I'm good situationally, and that's all Twitch is situational comedy. It's constantly going and constantly going. And so I think towards maybe, actually, fun fact, I didn't even say this in my intro. I'm Canadian, by the way. Canada. Canada, okay? So don't shit our pants, everybody. But when I was in grade 12, okay? I don't know what you fucking idiots over there say.
In high school.
Senior, okay? Grade 12, sure, senior, okay? I think maybe just before COVID hit, I was at my house one day, okay? And I hadn't opened Twitch, I hadn't touched Twitch in like 5 years. And then one faithful day, a little old guy, a little small community streamer called Ludwig appeared on my YouTube recommended. And so I was, you know what, I'm gonna check this out. So I watched him. I was, this guy's pretty funny. Then through that, I found Mizkif, El Mizkif now. We don't need to get into all that, but at the time, Mizkif was an all right guy, okay? He was a cool guy.
Everybody was ignorant.
Yeah, 100%. And then I will quite literally never forget it, dude. I remember I was in my bed one day, right? And I remember Ludwig went live, and it was like the first time I had committed to like, okay, next time he goes live, I'm going to be there for the stream starting. I'm going to watch his shit go down. And I remember like sitting there in my bed with my laptop open, his stream starting was playing, and then of course anyone that knows Ludwig knows he hits the like the boys, at the very start. And I just remember sitting there and I was like, this is it, bro. This is fucking insane. Like, it felt like the equivalent of watching Avengers Endgame for me. It was so cool. And then even beyond that, I think what's even cooler is that it wasn't like I was sitting watching a YouTube video. It was the fact that I was in a chat, and this person that I'd kind of like role modeled and kind of idolized, there was like a very good chance that I could speak to him. I could like tell him how I feel or thank him or like whatever it be. And I think for me, that's kind of what sealed the deal for Twitch, is that whole entire community base and that whole entire chat to streamer kind of, what's the word? Interaction. So the next thing I did was, at the time I did not have a PC. I had a good old PS5 though. So I got a PS5 cam. And I think if you go on like my TikTok and stuff, you go all the way down, one of my first clips is me playing Fortnite off my PS5. I'm in a beanbag chair. The camera is quite literally the most scuffed angle of all time, okay? My mic is fucking dog shit. But I think I was streaming for like 5 hours a day, and I was like, you know what, bro? I can do this. This is something that I think I can do. And then, ever since that was history. I got some money. I bought a PC. Spent a lot on a PC, actually. And then I committed. So, that's how I kind of got into the whole streaming world, if you will.
All right. I didn't want to interrupt in the middle of that, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw a hard proofreading correction here, which I didn't know they were releasing PS5s back in 2019, my dude.
Okay, then maybe it was my PS4 with the PS5 camera. I had a PlayStation camera.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have a PlayStation camera. I don't think the PS5 specifically has a camera.
Okay, it was my PS4 then.
Yeah. Because,
it was definitely my PS4.
PS5s didn't come out until
it was definitely
2021.
PS4. Okay, listen, because I have my PS5 to the left of my monitor, and I looked at it, and I think that's why I said PS5.
Your brain just automatically is like, gotta be the
Yeah,
most
I just
modern
assume.
console I own.
I literally think so. Yeah, like my brain was just like the PS4 is just I don't use it anymore, so I was like wasn't even thinking. Okay, the PS4 then I was streaming off the PS4, and it was
Well,
quite. What?
Willing to sell your PS4?
No, I can't, dude. There's so many memories on that thing, bro.
Damn it! All right,
Do you much hentai I have
continue.
on that? Anyway,
No,
yeah.
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah, and then yeah, I started streaming. I think Accordion. You might relate to this. I'm not too sure, but when I first started streaming, I don't know what problems you faced, but mine wasn't even the fact I didn't have a chat. Mine was I had probably the world's worst imposter syndrome of all time, dude. Every stream starting, I basically bar for barred poor old Ludwig, and then it'd just be an hour and a half of me essentially doing XQC RP. Like it was terrible. It was very bad.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens. As an imitator myself, I completely get the feel of wanting to capture somebody else's energy that
Yeah.
is like very well popular. Like a lot of my humor, in a sense, granted, it's all my own, but I can't help but relate it to the randomness of Markiplier and the energy that he carries with the dry, sarcastic response and quips that Moist Critical does.
Oh, 100%. And I think a big thing with that as well is from the streaming perspective, right? You have to realize you've known me quite a while, but the audience listening doesn't. So for anyone listening, I'm a very naive person. I feel like from time to time. When I first started streaming, this is no joke. When I first started streaming, I remember sitting down with all my friends and I was like, boys, give me a year. That's all I need. Like, I'm going to blow up. This shit is so easy. It's whatever. Psh, right? Yeah. No.
Ooh.
No. But it's because I got debated, right? And you might have experienced this as well. But when I first started streaming, I think what had happened was all of my friends were always in my chat and they're always watching me, right? Which is awesome. And that is great. But then after 2 months, they're like, okay, he's taking this serious. He's in it for the long haul. I don't need to kind of put up that supportive friend. I'm going to be there every stream because realistically, they don't need to, right? I see these guys in person all the time, right? And so once they kind of stopped watching a bit, I think that's when shit got really real for me. And it was kind of like, this isn't as simple as just doing a fucking XQC impression and making my way to the top. Like, there is so much more that has to go into this Twitch thing behind the scenes than just what you are on camera, right? So, did you ever experience that though?
I didn't experience like imposter syndrome, as you say, because a lot of it is just me being me. My biggest problem is I focus too much on the numbers. And even though I try so hard not to pay any attention, ironically enough, at this point, it's not the number of viewers that I care about. I do, believe me, as a creator, numbers mean a lot to me because it is what helps me get through and do as I need to and see what exactly I need to change or update,
what does
adapt.
Well and shit.
Exactly. See what works well and what doesn't. But the bigger issue was the fact that I had a dead chat. And yeah, from the beginning, my first foray into Twitch was back in 2018. I was visiting my brother at the time. I had a shitty laptop, and I was like, I heard about this Twitch thing recently, and I've seen a little bit here and there. I was really big into Team 4-Star at the time, the creators of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and I enjoyed a lot of their gaming content and things of that nature, and I watched their Twitch VODs on YouTube. I was like, I want to catch one of these live, and I eventually did, and I fucking loved it. It was amazing. I was like, what if I try to do that? I don't see a lot of success for me in YouTube because it's already so big and vast, and I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to script things. I already kind of understood how the YouTube process worked, even though I had only heard about YouTube maybe not heard about YouTube, but actively get on YouTube into about 3 years prior. when I was a freshman in high school.
Right. That's wild, dude. I was like watching Smosh out the womb.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But so I did my first stream there. It was very shitty. I had a lot of problems trying to get it set up.
You did your first stream on YouTube?
No.
Oh, Twitch. Okay.
Yeah.
You said on there, and I was like, oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, my bad. But I think I remember it was like May of 2018, like shortly after. No. It couldn't have been May. It might have been March. It might have been March or April of 2018, shortly before I graduated high school. And I had like a few friends drop by. I think I maybe had about 3-4 viewers. And it was fun. I had a lot of chatters. I played Sonic. Hell, I think I have a compilation video of that very first stream I ever did. And God, like I was using the laptop camera.
Yeah.
Everything was running on the laptop. Yeah. It was shit.
I think you showed me clips before.
Yeah. But it was an exhilarating experience. And I was like, I kind of want to do this more regularly, but I'm not in a position to do that. I tried again a second time a few months later because I was again visiting my brother. And I tried again there. Did it like 2 to 3 days straight. Maybe not like straight through, but you know, like I followed up. So I had a stream on one day, the next day another stream, etc. And already from that point, my views were not really hitting it. I noticed from early on, I'm just like,
Yeah. And I think the thing is too is like, it's like it. I think it's weird. I think that feeling, you kind of get used to it in a sense, but I think when you really feel it is when you kind of like sit and like you hear from all these people that you're I'll provide you an example even, okay? Maybe in the past like 2 months or so, I've been kind of just doing a circuit on like game show type beats on Twitch, right? And I've had a lot of people reach out to me and they're like, dude, like you're fucking funny as shit. Love the content, etc., right? And I think like, of course I appreciate it. Very nice. If you ever said that to me, I love you and I'll kiss you. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's tough because you'll hear things like that, or like even if you're not and you just believe in your content and then you go live or something and like there's nothing there, your chat's kind of dead, you're kind of tired and stuff. I think the hardest shit about streaming, for me at least, I think has a lot to do with motivation, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. In fact, lately I haven't been streaming for a hot minute because I have a lot going on in my life right now. And just the motivation isn't there. Even though unfortunately, I kind of need to be able to kick myself to get motivated to do such a thing because it's something I still enjoy. It's tiresome. Because lately I haven't really changed up any of my niche, which a big important thing for those of you that want to get started on Twitch, a niche is super important. Something that you can base what you do around. You can do variety. There's no problem in that, but you got to find something that you can handle and hold on to that will at least get the start of your community. Exactly. And as much as I hate to say it, as much as I love GTA RP, it's not hitting. And I think that's because I am also situationally funny. I rely on the ability of others, and if other people are doing things that are like really entertaining to the other like people that enjoy the RP community, it's not going to grab their attention. So a lot of the time, I only have maybe like 1 to 2 viewers. And almost the entire time, nobody says anything in chat. There's times where it does shoots up to like 10 or anything, and there's days where it seems really good and hopeful, but it's unfortunately too big of a fucking coin flip to tell what exactly I'm getting out of it.
And I think you had a really good point that you touched on there with the foundation, and I think that's where I think, especially kind of early on streaming, I think I kind of fucked it a bit. Wait, also, like, you're cool swearing, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I've been fucking swearing like a sailor this whole time.
Oh, no, and you haven't noticed me swearing?
Dude, I swear so much, bro. I don't like when you swear, I don't really pick up on it.
You don't register it. Jesus, man. What the fuck?
Anyway, like, I think a big thing is eventually when I kind of broke out of that imposter syndrome, like, I think I'm very good now. I think that if you were to watch my stream, it would be Sunnyforhire and not, you know, who and who does he look like and why does he talk like, whatever, right? But I think a big issue I had at the start was, like you said, that foundation, right? I always had my roots in Valorant, sadly, because Valorant makes me want to cry and fucking throw myself off a bridge. But I love Valorant, and it's, you know, it's my roots, right? But I think the thing is with that is I always wanted to become like a variety streamer, which is tough because you can't really become a variety streamer when you don't really have a chat, right? You can't do just chatting when you have no chat to chat with.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Right? And I think, like you were saying with GTA RP, I think that's kind of where I found my most growth. And that's where I discovered how important it is for collaboration. I don't think I'd understood how important it was to have people to stream with and to mix communities and pish posh or whatever you say it, right? And yeah, dude, RP is great. I love RP, like, with my whole heart. But I think the thing is with RP, like you were saying, is I think that I could go live for RP for 8 hours by myself, and I think that I would have content, but the content doesn't really matter if no one's watching to an extent, I guess. And I think that with RP, a lot of the time what happens is a lot of people that stream RP, unless you're a huge streamer, when like you're in servers of our size, right? I think what ends up happening a lot of the time is you're going to average 20, 30, 40, but it's all going to be people lurking because it's all just people in that server, right? And then if you don't stream that server and you go to play a different game, you're going to have people in your chat going, hey man, did you hear about this stuff on this server? Are you going to hop in this server? And it's like, after a while, just kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, I appreciate you for watching, but at the same time, RP isn't like my life. That's not all I'm going to play. You know what I mean? And I think putting your foot down to chat sometimes is difficult, but needed.
That is insanely important. You got to know when to play it right and play it differently.
That was also a tangent, sorry.
No, it's not even really a tangent because you're bringing up very fair points. I was going to add on to that. Collaborations, definitely important. However, you still got to remain your own identity. You can't rely on that collaboration. It'll help, don't get me wrong, and I've done numerous collaborations with other people, but unless you appeal specifically to that other person's audience in a specific way, it's not going to do you any good.
Oh, 100%, right? I think I'll throw in an example here as well, just for people streaming stuff. I used to stream with like two guys. It was chill. They're chill. I fuck with them now. We're all good. Anyway, point is you know, they wanted to play a lot of horror games. Now me, I don't like horror games. I get scared and it's scary and I hate it, right? Okay. And I think the thing is with that is I didn't really know how to put my foot down and be like, you know, this isn't for me, right? And like, I think there comes a point when you're in the kind of content creation space where it's one of those things where it's like, if I go to play a horror game, sure, to an extent it's good content because I'm getting scared, but what's like that trade-off, right? Like, sure, I'm getting scared, but I'm also not wanting to stream. I'm not even wanting to make this content, and now I'm getting burnt out, right? And so I think that's a big thing too, is I realize that when it comes to collaborations and stuff like that, like, it's okay for me to say no. It's like okay for me to go, this isn't really my cup of tea.
It's not what you want to do. I mean, in an instance, it's okay to, you know, have something like that be done once, maybe twice, or like on a rare occasion. But if it's every time you stream, that's exactly what you're doing, no, you got to put your foot down, because at the end of the day, it's you. That this is your channel. You do what you got to do.
And I think the biggest thing is too with that is, the biggest piece of advice I can give is just don't trap yourself in a box, right? And the thing is too is you never. Like, Accordion, you've probably seen it a million times, right? I think one of the coolest part about Twitch, I think why everyone loves Twitch and is so attracted to it, is because of that unpredictability and that luck of having that one clip that goes viral, that one clip that is really good, right? And I think obviously that's phenomenal. But for example, I'll go on like these dating shows, etc. I'll do a character, right? I do this character. It's what do we? I think that Fortnite is my favorite video game, so right? That's just a little taste, right? And like, sure, that character is funny. I like doing that character, but I think it's kind of fun in games until like if one of those clips were to go really big, and it's a blessing, but then it's also like, now what happens if people are in my chat going, well, why isn't he doing the voice? This isn't what I came for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is a dual-edged sword, basically, because one of those clips can definitely take off, but if it's not, like if the rest of your content isn't what people expect from that clip, they're not going to stick around most of the time.
Yeah, it's like a one and done.
It's like, instead of, hey, this has actually helped me kickstart something, it's more of, oh, you had your 5 seconds. Bye.
Yeah, 100%. And in that kind of same vein, I think Accordion, you can probably, again, streamer, you can probably relate to this. I think one thing that I noticed a lot with Twitch is, so, me and Accordion played RP and everything like that. Our group kind of separated, went our own separate ways, all on good terms, but just separate ways, whatever. And then I kind of went on my own for a bit. And, I fell in with like groups here and there. And I think one thing about Twitch that I find kind of interesting is I think that some people want collaborations, but I think that at the end of the day, it's very kind of give and take. Like, I think people extending a hand out to help you is kind of rare. I think that if somebody extends like their hand out to help you, I think there's always kind of something in it for them a bit.
No. Well, that's ironically enough how a lot of places work, especially in business in a sense. And at the end of the day, streamers in their own right are technically business people.
100%.
Because a lot of people rely on the views and the chats and etc. Sure, it's all fun and games and it's enjoyable and it helps us get us through the day. There's people that do it for those selfish reasons in a way. Selfish, selfless, somewhere in between there. But some people legitimately try to treat this as this is their job. We are slowly moving to a whole medium where online jobs are completely valid and are just as acceptable as your standard work 9-to-5 jobs. And people put a lot of heart into it, a lot of effort, and they got to be able to make the money. So at the end of the day, when people are thinking about the bottom line, sometimes they may reach out to other people, be like, I'm having this big thing. I don't think I can do this by myself. Or you seem like an interesting person. I want to kind of help you. Usually there's always something that they, in the back of their mind, are like, I'm going to get something out of this. Is it something that I may end up wanting at the end of the day? No, but I know whether or not this goes well, I might get something out of this. So that's why they try to make that reach a connection. And for those more selfless people out there, and they're just like, no, I just want to do something with my body. Why are you coming at us with such accusations? You're doing it subconsciously, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I think the thing is too, right, is I've met a lot of just straight up characters through this. I've met a lot of people with just insane egos, crazy egos. And I think a thing that's very meta and kind of almost built into this is I think that I've met a lot of people where their whole entire life revolves around Twitch and revolves around Discord and revolves around not talking to people in person, right? Which is fine. Like, that's cool. I get it, right? You're trying to build a business, just like you said, Accordion. But I also think too that within the first 5 minutes of like me talking to someone, meeting them for the first time through Discord, I can kind of like get a sense of who they are, if that makes sense. And that's not always like a good thing. I think that some people kind of lack that
genuine nature.
100%. 100%, right? Like, I think a lot of people almost kind of move robotic almost. Like, it's, I don't know what really my tangent is here, my brother in Christ, but I think that there are very bad people, and then there's the rare few goodies like big sexy Accordion over here.
Don't call me sexy ever again, or I'm gonna have to break your kneecaps.
Hey, bro, come on. Come on, dude. Not my kneecaps. That was so violent.
Go kneecaps.
It could have been like punch me in my face. You had to go break my kneecaps.
I didn't tell you what I was gonna break them with either.
Honestly, I'm keeping it a buck, bro. I don't even go outside. So if I'm immobilized in this PC chair, so be it. I will not shower.
You're like the only person I talk to online that does go out and try to have a life. The fuck you mean?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though with that is that's good and bad. Like I think
it is.
I think a thing is right is for me personally, it's very important to keep my obviously IRL friends. Like I'm just a very social person. I'm very extroverted, and that's good for me. And I love that. But the thing is I think a lot of people through this Discord Twitch it, I think don't really get that sometimes, which again is fine. That's cool. Like I'm not judging anybody, but I think people don't get that sometimes. And so I think what ends up happening is they almost take me not being around 24/7 as like me being dismissive or just not giving a fuck. When in reality, it's just like, I think that even if I wore a 100K viewer Andy, I think that if like one of my best friends was like, hey man, let's go out Friday night, right? That Friday night, I'm going out with them. You know what I mean? I think that for me personally, I think personal, real connections, I have to prioritize a bit. And that's not saying my connections online are any different, but I'm just saying, you know, these are guys that I've known since fucking what, kindergarten, right?
Yeah, and I'll just add on here. There's nothing wrong with having a social life, and obviously you need to prioritize them. Jesus, I can English. It's more of, in a sense, you got to know where to balance. And if you have something pre-planned, then you got to go through with whatever you pre-plan, and you're just going to be like, sorry, I'm just going to have to do it the next time they're available, etc. You got to know when to give and take. And as for your remarks on people that are usually on Discord or online in general, not to say that all of them are, but online social interactivity is definitely a lot different than it is
sure, right?
Out in the real world. And a lot of us on Discord tend to be a bit more introverted. Not to say that we're antisocial, because that's completely different. But it's in a sense, we prefer to keep those that we're already close with still close, and we don't like having new people. And when we try to reach out to those people that are close to us and they don't respond, a lot of us can definitely take it as, well, they're just ignoring me. Oh, they don't care. And like we get in our own heads about it. I speak from a very personal standpoint on that one.
Yeah, 100%. I think like I've been in situations before where it's like I've had people get kind of angsty at me because like I was just fucking tired, bro. Like I just didn't want to be on my computer. I just wanted to chill in my bed, jerk off, you know.
That's just natural.
sorry, wank. Wait, sorry, scientifically masturbation. wait,
you're about to hear the massacre of another human being.
Wait, do the listeners know about our sexy calls?
Oh my God, no. Oh my God.
What?
Somebody kill him.
What? Dude, come on. Tell we sleep on mic accordion. Don't be ashamed. Okay? Listen, I only meowed for you that one time, all right? And I'm proud of it, okay? Fucking proud of it.
Oh my fucking goodness. We've gotten off track here.
Yeah, anyway, back to the point. Do you know what I think it is too? I think that the people that live very much so on the computers and stuff, I think you're fucking on the money with it. I think a lot of it is Discord and Twitch. I think a lot of these friendships we make, whether we like it or not, tend to kind of be on like a rotation almost, if I want to say, if that's the right.
Temporary.
Yeah, a lot of them are temporary, right? Like a lot of them are, you'll speak to them every single day for a week, and then it's like a month on, month off, right?
It also just depends on how you and the other person frequent. We're talking in a very generalized sense, and you're absolutely right. But obviously, there's exceptions to every rule, as with almost everything.
Yeah.
But in that sense, I'm gonna start gearing us back because I think we've gotten too political.
Okay.
Our talk here.
Yeah.
But we're gonna gear back a bit more towards Twitch here. And from the viewer perspective specifically, we'll tackle the streamer side of it in a moment. We're gonna focus a bit more on the community aspect of it. And obviously, a lot of things that Twitch has going for it is like the chat system, the way that you can like do subs and etc. And the giving of support is relatively good. Now, granted, the split for it on a streamer perspective is not great. It's unfortunately a 50-50 right now for everyone, and that's kind of shit. But in terms of being a viewer, aside from specifically ads, I think it's a relatively good experience.
I mean, keep in mind too that if a viewer is so inclined, they could also get an ad blocker. But if you get a fucking ad blocker, I'll find your fucking grandma, bro, and she's getting pushed downstairs, man. You're not gonna see Granny Lizzie ever again, dude. Better not ad block my fucking ads, bro. I'm gonna hit you with all 8 of them. All 8 of them at once, dude. 16 ads. And you're gonna sit through them and you're gonna watch them just so you can come back to fucking watch me react Andy's to like some Jubilee. How do you like them apples, huh?
You made a lot of Apple references in that.
I'm a big Apple guy. But I agree. I think from the viewer perspective, and this is kind of a callback to what we were saying at the very beginning, where I think that from a viewer perspective, I think that Twitch will always remain on top because I think that people are comfortable with it. I think that Twitch for a lot of people has become sort of like a second home, especially to people that are watching a lot of Twitch. I think it's more comfortable than a lot of the other platforms. And I think that when it comes to Twitch, I think there's like a certain almost kind of merit about it, if that makes sense, right? Like, I think that's just how it is. And that's from a streamer and a viewer perspective. Like, if I went to Kick and I blew up on Kick and I had 100K viewers, it would be fucking awesome. But like, it doesn't hit the same as saying I'm a Twitch streamer, right?
No, well, that's just a that's just a big mentality at that point because of social standards, and everybody's like, oh, you gotta make it big on Twitch or you're a nobody.
I think one thing too that a lot of people don't really fully comprehend is that realistically, a streamer only needs about like 2,000 to 3,000 subs, and they can pretty much sustain like a full-time streaming lifestyle in Canada, at least. In Canada,
tier ones.
Yeah, this is also again in Canada where we have maple syrup dollars. So, you know,
and your export is snow.
Yeah, this is I have exported snow myself. But yeah, I think that from the community side of things, I think that Twitch has obviously spent their whole entire time curating it, and I think it's very well done. I think it's very fucking good.
Well, all right, shift gears again. So we're talking about how awesome Twitch can be and whatnot, but what about the things that people absolutely hate?
Oh.
Things that they despise.
Oh my.
Things that are ultra controversial. Yes, we're getting into this part of the conversation. What is the worst thing about Twitch as a viewer, as a streamer, or even as both?
I think that as a viewer and a streamer, I think the most ironic part of the entire Twitch in general is the best part of Twitch is the chat, but my God, can it be the worst part in like the span of 0.5 seconds? I think like when a Twitch chat is good, I think it kind of gives you like from streamer and viewer perspective, I think as a streamer, it gives you kind of this high. And as the viewer, it gives you this sense of like a very strong community, like a hive mind is what people call it. But I think when a Twitch chat is bad, I think it's just the worst. Like the shit that I've seen in Twitch chat is insane. Like I've seen some chats, bro.
Expound, my child. Expound about how bad it was.
Dude, think about the first chat I ever got in my entire life. You fucking suck, bro. Okay, now maximize that to, let's say you're the biggest streamer on fucking Twitch, bro. Do you know how many like you fucking sucks XQC must get on like a daily basis, dude? And then I think you also have to remember too that I think it's not even just the toxicity. I think there's more to it. I think that when you build a community and you have a Discord and you have these things, I think that especially when you're a small streamer, your chat is your greatest ally, but it comes with a lot of drawbacks in a certain sense, right? Like I've had a lot of times where I've had people in my chat and it's fine and it's dandy, and then I'll end stream, and then these people in my chat who obviously like I don't know in person, I only know them from my chat, they'll like DM me and they'll like think that we're like the bestest of friends ever, which is cool.
Ah, yes.
You know,
socials.
Yeah, like I love my chat. I love them so much, but at the same time, I don't think it's that appropriate to like message me an essay of your life trauma. And I hate to say it. And I think that maybe from a viewer perspective, I might sound what's the word? I might sound unaffectionate, or I might sound kind of like I don't care. I do care. I really do. Okay. I'm here to make my chat laugh. All I want to do is entertain them and brighten up their day a little bit. But I think that if you asked almost any streamer, if you DM a streamer or you say in their chat it's a lot of trauma dumping, I think that sometimes people get a bit parasocial, and I think they don't understand how much of a weight that is for a streamer, especially on stream live, to respond to something like that, right?
Or even to just casually look at it, because like some people, they have like multiple monitors and they have Discord up on one of them, and you just see that and you just look at it like, oh god, oh, I didn't need it. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
dude,
it's fucking crazy sometimes. It is wild. And the thing is too is I think I've had people agree with this, with how I do things and disagree. I've always tried to keep an idea with my stream. So unless in the title, or I specifically say, yo chat, I'm playing XYZ, I'm playing Fortnite, chat can play Fortnite with me, right? For the most part, I try to keep I'm the streamer and this is my chat kind of mentality, because I think it's good to be friends with your chat. I think it's good to get along with your chat, ABCD, whatever. But I think that once you get to the point where I think you're like talking to these people in your chat every day, I think that's where that's where I kind of draw the line a bit. Personally, I think that not much good comes from it, because I think it just puts a lot of pressure on the streamer.
It does, especially when people, as you say, in these chats get this high and feel like they get actual communication and connection, when in reality that's not happening at all. Unfortunately, to us streamers, at the end of the day, unless we already know who you are and already talk with you on a daily basis prior to this, you're just another name on the screen for us. And sure, we enjoy the interaction, don't get us wrong. Believe me, my biggest problem into having the motivation to stream is the fact that I have no one in my chat actually chatting. They're all fucking lurkers, and it drives me up a wall. Because I thrive off of having interaction. Hell, that's why I do RP in the first place. But it's a difference between talking to somebody in their chat, regardless of size, and thinking all of a sudden, oh, I'm their best friend. And that's where the term of parasocial just kind of comes into terms here. Because that's literally the definition of that is under the assumption that this social interaction is a lot closer than it actually is.
Oh, 100%. And I think the thing is too, right, is yeah, like I've had a few people in my chat where I think I'm very lucky in a sense, where my chat has always kind of got that gist of like, hey, I love you guys. The only reason I'm able to do this is because of you guys, and I love you all so fucking much. But, you know, I don't want to play like Valorant with you off stream. No offense. I fuck with you, but I don't. Like, I just, you know, like I like to keep it at streamer and chat, and that's kind of it, you know, unless obviously it's like a very rare circumstance where it's like,
chat, come play games with me.
Yeah. I think that it's good to build a community, but I think that, and the thing is too, right, is I think that once you become very close with the chatter, I think that I've seen it before where they get almost kind of power hungry in a sense, where I think they think that they kind of run the show in certain senses, and they kind of like, I've had a few instances where I've been very tight with chatters. I've let them play with me, ABC, and then, you know, they get kind of a big head about it, and then they'll be in my chat, and there's new people joining the chat, and they're kind of like just being weird.
They're putting others down. They're just like, you can't do this.
Yeah. Oh, no, literally, that's quite literally how it goes. Or somebody will be like, like, wow, Sunny Omega lol, you are bad at this game, as a joke. And then they'll be like, how fucking dare you come in this chat, you little bitch, bro. Do you want me to fucking kill you?
You're being toxic.
Do you want me to kill you? Do you want me to fucking kill you? Or yeah, I would be like, yo, Sunny, someone ban this guy. And then it's like, by the time he's already said Sunny ban this guy, dude's out of my fucking chat, bro. Because I have like a white knight on my chat for no reason, you know? So I've always just tried to keep that community of, hey, love you guys, I'm a streamer, you're to chat. But I fuck with you though. I fuck with you. I love you guys. You my friends. But yeah, and it's that line is very hard to
It's not even that they're your friends. They're like, you're people that I care about as a whole, not as individuals.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. I think too is recently, so like how you were saying with RP, you get a lot of lurkers, and that's why I kind of was just over RP, because it was cool. Like I was hitting like decent numbers, but it was like at what cost? Like I don't want 30 viewers if none of them are talking, because it's like I can see that fucking number go up, bro, and I'm talking, but nobody's chatting. It's like at this point, why stream? At this point, I will go offline and just chill with my thoughts, right? Like I shouldn't be putting this energy in. Again, grateful if you watch, but at the same time, Accordion, I've told you this before personally, where my biggest fear is that I become one of those streamers with 3,000 followers, but I have like 14 average viewers and 6 of them are active, and out of that 6, fucking 3 of them are mods. That's my worst fear.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately happened to many of people.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of stopped RP for a bit, and I just did a full reset. I was like, fuck it, and I've been just putting my everything into just chatting. And luckily, I'm friends.
It's paying off from what I can tell.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I also did get lucky. I met a girl named Streamer Nia. She's fucking awesome. Show Streamer Nia. I don't know if I'll send it to you if you're listening to this. Anyway, she's awesome. She's a Twitch streamer, and she's considerably bigger than me. And I met her on like one of those E-Date things. I also making it sound
considerably
like
bigger.
Yeah, I'm making it sound like we're dating. We're not. We're just homies. But well, okay.
Calm down.
But no. She gave me like a very big helping hand, and she really extended her hand to me when she didn't need to. Like she looked at me and she went, "Your content is good. I like your content. I want to help you out." And like she has never asked for anything. Like I've what? Like I think I'm nearly about 500 followers, and I think she has around 3.5K. And like it's gotten a point now through collaboration where a lot, like if she's not streaming and I am, a lot of her chat is coming over. And it's shit like that.
Which is good.
Yeah, but it's shit like that, dude, where it's like I will never be in a place to thank her enough for that. Like that is so insane to me that like some, there are those good apples out there that just fucking, and so yeah, that's my whole, I love you, Nia. That's my point. I had to shout her out because she has done a lot for me the past couple of months.
I mean, hey, you do you, and you say what you say until I feel like it's not deserved to be said, and then I cut it out like this.
Okay, well, you know what, you fucking asshole, okay? I know where you fucking live, dude. I know where you fucking live. Anyway, no, I think, yeah. I think another kind of aspect of Twitch that I really wanted to talk about, because I want to pick your brain about this, is...
All right, go ahead.
Do you have any you don't have to name names or anything, but do you have any like very just crazy interaction stories with like other streamers? Just like shit where you're like, oh my God, bro, you're kind of a dick, dude.
Honestly, no.
Okay.
And the reason why that is, ironically enough, as much as I hate lurkers, I tend to do that myself.
Yeah.
But that's because there's so many people that I try to go around and support. Sometimes I will just kind of sit here and watch some people stream. Sometimes I just genuinely do that. Like earlier, I was watching a person named Lilith Plus. She was playing a GTA 5 Chaos mod. And like, she does a lot of variety content and everything else. Yeah. But well, like, sometimes I wasn't really doing much today. So I was just sitting in my chair and I said, I don't know what to do. I don't feel like playing anything. My head kind of hurts. I'm going to just get on a Twitch stream. Yeah. And she was just, one of the people in my following list at the time. And it was fun. It was entertaining, and it was very enjoyable to be a part of chat. But like as for like interactions, as a streamer, the only interactions that I've really gotten like from chat that have been like fucked up was somebody, like I think it was a group of 3 people coming into my chat, and they were trying to troll, and they basically were trying to troll and say some like dark jokes and
Yeah.
try and make fun of me and all this shit. But I just the entire time I'm just coming at them with better quips.
Yeah.
And they're trying so hard, and then finally one of them is just like, please ban me. I'm like, nah,
Bro,
I'm gonna time you out, though.
dude, the best, that is like unrivaled. I had a stream like a couple of weeks ago, and I had like a couple of people come in that hadn't been in my chat for a minute, right? And they came in and just immediately started just memeing the fuck out of it, like just being dicks, quite frankly, right? But me being me, I just obviously didn't get to me. And also it was kind of nice because I had like a decent chat going at the time. And so they kept going. I think they realized that the chat was laughing with me and not at me. Bro, best feeling, I think, all time.
Oh, it's absolutely the best.
Has to be,
feeling.
right? Anyway, but yeah, that is like easily top 10 feelings all time. And I think the thing is too, is I think as a streamer, I think that those kind of odd people that come in and hate like that, honestly, like in my personal life, it's kind of helped me a bit, because now it's like, shit just doesn't get to me anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah. Fuck you, haters. Lick my balls. How about that, assholes? Okay. Fuck you, dude. I hate you. Yeah. Fuck, dude. I keep having something that I was gonna say. I keep forgetting it, bro.
Well, I'll just go ahead and recap. I haven't had any direct bad interactions because I don't. Unfortunately, I don't really browse Twitch very often because I know there's just some of these hellish holes that it has.
Wild.
I'm just like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And it's just, ironically enough, not exactly my type of content.
Yeah, dude, I've watched people do meth on Twitch. Straight
There's
up.
literally a chick that like full on fucked.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's insane.
Got banned for 7 days and came back with her fan base almost double.
Yeah, fucking wild, bro. Okay, I remember what I was gonna say. I think I'll shift gears again. Anyway, I think one thing about me as well is that, and I think you've seen this literally play out in real time, is I think that because I feel like throughout this interview or this podcast, sorry, I think I've been pretty myself, right? But once I click that go live, I think I feel this need to kind of over characterize a lot of my things, right? But obviously that's not going to work for a podcast. And also I'm very calm and I'm chill with you, and it's easy to talk to you, right? But I think that a lot of the time what has happened, and it's both to my benefit and not, is that I'm very polarizing. I think that a lot of people find me funny and like my content. And then I think a lot of people hate my content and think I'm stupid, which is fine. Like I don't care that much. And I almost enjoy the fact that I'm polarizing, because it just means to me that those people that like me, I think really like me, and the people that don't just hate me and just want to bust my kneecaps out. Like our good old host Accordion.
It makes it a lot more black and white, and it's easier to discern who exactly is your audience. And there's a lot of good things about it. There's a few bad things about it. And I don't think overcharacterization of yourself is a problem. I do it all the fucking time because that's just what I do. As I said, I'm a bit more introverted. It's not that I don't dislike social interaction. It's just sometimes I have a hard time wanting to bring myself to do it because I have a lot of insecurities and bad thoughts that just flood my head, and it makes me overthink, etc. But definitely like the overcharacterization, or to bring in the right energy that you just want to have as a performer, it can also be draining.
100%,
but it's natural. A lot of people do it.
I agree. Yeah, but I think that's an interesting point that you kind of brought up there. Is I think like it's weird because let's say I go hang out with a couple of friends on a Thursday night, right? And then, I get to whoever's house and I'm like, fuck, bro, like I'm tired, I had to stream. Like they don't really get it. But but I don't think a lot of people understand that like even like a 4 to 5 hour stream, it's fucking draining because you're talking for 4 to 5 hours straight and you're constantly chugging and going, especially with me recently doing pretty much just trying to stick to my guns and you just chatting. It's all talking and it's like constantly like, okay, what's the next bit? What's the next content? I need something saying go, right? And by the end of it, bro, it's like I turn the lights off and I'm fucking beat, dude.
And it's wild too, because like even not just chatting, but anything that you do on Twitch, almost every category requires you to, have some form of commentary. There's very few people, unless they're there to just lurk and enjoy the sound of whatever you're playing. Very few people tune into things that don't have commentary on it, or at least have somebody talking. Or at minimum interaction. I mean, mutes, they do relatively well, as far as I'm aware, as long as they have something that catches people's eyes and they're still, in a sense, using their own chat to interact with chat. But it's very rare you're not going to be able to get super big on such a platform as Twitch without at some point putting in actual energy to talk. I can sit here and play a game for like 3 hours and not say anything, and I will somehow find a way to get even less viewers than I already do.
Yeah, it's Twitch is a game. It really is. It's a game, and the house pretty much always wins. And I think that's where I think a lot of someone's frustration comes. Like I'm just like you, where I'm better now, but before, all I gave a fuck about was numbers. That's all I cared about, was doing better than the last stream, Oh, that stream didn't do better than the last one. Fuck me, dude. I guess I'm taking a week off and just gonna wallow in self-pity for no reason, right? It's stupid. But I think that with Twitch, a big thing is as well for me personally is it's kind of scary almost because it's like I am so nervous of losing any kind of steam I have going for me. And I know that in my head, all it takes is that one stream where I play that one game that no one gives a fuck about. And it's almost like you're right back at the bottom again. And that's my worst fear is I've grinded so fucking long that I don't want to wake up tomorrow, go live, and I have to redo it all over again. That's like my worst fear.
It is frustrating to no end.
Yeah, that's why you're fucking bold, because you rip like Sonic and shit. My anxiety could never, dude. And that's the thing too, is like you know me, bro. I all I did was Valorant. That was my main form of content. And then I switched over to horror for a bit, and I don't think my content has ever performed worse in my entire life. It was fucking brutal, and that's all I was doing, right? Because the homies I was playing with wanted to do, which is fine, but And then I got back on Valorant, and for like 3 months, no, maybe not 3 months, maybe a month, 2 months, I just felt so fucking lost because I knew I didn't want to do horror. Valorant was, because you have to realize Valorant is 45-minute games, right? So in a 4-hour stream, I'm only playing around 4 games, but like by the end of those 4 games, dude, I'm just so burnt out because Valorant is just one of those games, bro, where it's like if your chat isn't interacting with you, you get bored fucking quick. It's a slow ass game, right?
I tried Valorant like a couple months ago. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, it's I mean the main reason I played it was for like voice chat interaction, but no one uses it anymore. And then I did that for a bit, and then I sat down and I was like, fuck this, bro. I have to get my shit together. What am I doing? Like, I can't keep doing Valorant. That's not doing me any favors. No one's even watching it anymore. And then luckily I fell into just a group of people from our RP server from Rush Hour. And then I went on all these dating shows, shit like that. And what I had done is I took 2 weeks off streaming. And in that span of the 2 weeks, I'd done like 5 podcasts, just like 5 Twitch live podcasts, and then 3 or 4 dating shows. And I'd completely built a stream without actually going live. So in that 2 weeks, I didn't stream once. I don't even think I posted a fucking clip on anywhere. And then I clicked go live. And off that go live, I had like 13 people waiting on my stream starting, bro. that had to have been like the biggest reward of my entire life, is like actually sitting there going like, holy shit, people are waiting to watch me. And you know me, Accordion. I'm infamous for my stream starting. They're way too long.
Yeah,
They're bizarrely
they
long.
really are.
I couldn't tell you why. I think I need my music, bro. I need to get hyped. You feel me? I like to create like a little bit of excitement. I'm actually, have you heard the Frank Sinatra, I did it my way, you know the song?
Bro, it's funny that you ask that, because I'm, ironically enough, famously known for singing that song in my cell impression.
Oh, no shot, actually?
Yeah. Whenever I first jumped on VR chat, a good number of people knew me for being Perfect Cell. Because I can sound just like him, because I'm perfect. And when Team 4 Star did a cover of that in basically their finale episodes of the series, he sings that. And I was like, well, if I can do the cell voice, I'm decent at singing. I'm not tone deaf. I'm not the best at it, but I can do it. So I'm just like, I did it my way.
It hits, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that is an insanely popular Frank Sinatra song. If you don't know it, you're again living under a rock. Hello, Patrick.
So have you... That was pretty good, Patrick, bro. Holy shit, that was actually good.
Yeah, I do a lot of imitations, man.
Okay. Well, you know what, bro? Us fucking little idiots can't, okay? Have you... So you've heard My Way. Have you heard the epic version? It's like Frank Sinatra, My Way, and then it's like epic. It has like a whole bunch of orchestra behind it and shit.
I'm sure there's numerous different variants of it, but
you probably
I get the gist.
Heard it on TikTok. But yeah, I'm wanting to redo my stream intro, and I want to film it all IRL to that song, and it's My Way with like a whole bunch of clips of me, and then intermittently it's me like waking up at a bed and getting ready for stream and shit and going live. It sounds dumb, but I have the vision.
It doesn't sound that dumb if you can pull it off just right. The only issue that I see is you getting flagged for DMCA.
I don't give a shit, dude. The amount of fucking, like, I've been homies with people that are like, you can't play that, stop playing that on stream, dude. I don't give a fuck, bro. All I do is play DMC music.
As long as you don't get sued, you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's literally every stream. All I do is play DMC music, unless I know I'm going to do something that's clippable. Then I'll go to some nice Nintendo music so I don't get debated.
Yeah. I have a setting with my setup where I can play any music I want to, but in the VOD playback, you won't hear any of it.
See, I need me some of that, bro. That sounds insane.
I'll look you up later.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I think when I stream, I think the biggest thing for me is I just, would I watch my stream? Am I doing something right now that if I was on Twitch, would I sit and would I watch it, right? And I think that for me personally, and even in streaming, I think music is such a key part in a lot of people's lives. And I think that music is so good at setting scenes. It's good at getting the vibe right. It's good at everything. And if me having to play like a DMCA, like Meek Mill song or something during a bank heist for me to get hyped and for my chat to get hyped, then I'm gonna do it. Like I don't really mind too much. But to be fair, I've also been playing DMCA music literally since I like first started streaming, and I've been fine. So I mean, maybe if I ever got bigger, then that's something I'd worry about a bit more. But I think for the most part, we have like our XQCs and all those big streamers, and they're playing shit like that, and they're fine, and they're pulling in like 90K viewers. So
yeah, I will say, what am I going to say? Actually, my brain has shut down.
I would say I'm surprised, but this is Fansation, and I feel like if your brain didn't shut down, I would be shocked.
The fuck you mean by that?
We all have our little quirks, God, I'm joking. We can still sleep all night tonight.
I'm going to kill you.
Me. That's how I'd be sleeping, bro. Me.
And then kill you again.
Listen, dude. If you kill me, all that's gonna happen is I'm gonna haunt you and then spoon you.
Ew.
You mean ew?
Just ew.
I can be a little spoon. I'm chill with that.
But no, just shut up.
I'm just saying. Okay, you know what? Let me ask you a question, Accordion. Let me flip the script here, okay?
Oh God.
So, I know you've been very busy with this very elite podcast as of late. Do you have any plans for your streams in the future? Anything you're working towards? Anything you want to do? Anything specific? Or are we just...
We haven't reached that part of the podcast yet.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Stop trying to be the host.
Sorry, man. Okay, I'm sorry, bro. God, I'm kind of breedable right now. Anyway.
Oh God.
Okay, Mr. Host, ask away.
Yeah, I will now return to living and try to reprocess what I was going to say. So, you say that your content, you want it to be something that you yourself would watch.
Correct.
Why should other people watch you if that's the case?
Oh God, this is a question you're asking me, bro?
Yes. Tell me, why should people get on Twitch? Why should they watch you or any other streamer? Why should anyone care at all about Twitch?
I think probably the biggest thing for me is that, you know, I look around at a lot of streamers, and I think a lot of streamers, once they get a little bit bigger, I think slip into kind of a sense of comfortability with where they're at. And that is something that I know that if I got bigger, I never would. And I think that from being a viewer for so long myself, I've applied to the streamer side of me that I understand that like 20 minutes, even 40 minutes out of somebody's day is a fucking big chunk. That's a lot of time to ask for somebody to sit down and watch you and essentially, like, you know, get nothing in return except, you know, obviously entertainment, escapism, whatever it may be, right? So I think the bigger question is like, I have to prove to myself in my chat why they should watch me instead of putting on YouTube or Netflix or some like high budget thing. And I think that comes down to two simple factors. And I think those two simple factors are I think that as far as Twitch goes, I think that my drive and my passion, not my motivation, but my drive and my passion is bigger than a lot of streamers that I see nowadays. And I think that my ability to form a community is bigger than a lot of streamers nowadays. I think that, back to my point of bigger streamers getting kind of slipping into that comfortability, I see it all the time. Like you're saying where, you know, if you do RP, people lurk, right? I have the mentality of if people are going to lurk, fuck you and fuck that. I'm going to do something different. Like, I'm going to break the mold. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to get these fuckers chatting if it's the last thing I do, right? So I think those are probably the two biggest things I have going for me. That and, you know, I can be a little goober sometimes. I can be a little funny from time to time. I've been known to crack a few hardy hars, if you know what I mean. So I think that. And also, I think that inevitably, I believe in myself that one day I'm going to get a break. And when I get that break, I'm going to fucking remember all the day ones, except for Accordion, because he's threatened to kill me multiple times throughout this session, and I'm scared.
No, it's perfectly fine. I don't know what you're on about. So you've gone on a lot about yourself, but why should people be interested in Twitch in general?
Oh, is that what you meant?
Well, I meant both.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, there's no way. I was like, dude, I'm gonna sound so narcissistic if that's what you meant, bro. Like, that's so bad.
I asked both of them. You just inversed which one to answer first.
Okay. I think that people should choose Twitch for a variety of reasons, but I think the biggest reason is that Twitch is, besides YouTube, is the home to the biggest content creators on the fucking globe, bro. And I think that with Twitch, if you compare Twitch to 99% of other sites that kind of trying to replicate that, I don't think you're ever going to come near that quality as a viewer. I think that Twitch has this sense of pride in itself, and I think it shows. And I also think that Twitch has implemented so many ways for a streamer to interact with their chat that just isn't quite up to par on other streaming services, that it's kind of insane, right? Like, I love Ludwig, but I'm gonna keep it a stack. Once Ludwig went to YouTube, I fell off of him hard. Like I watch Mogul Mail and I watch his YouTube videos from time to time, but like I don't watch him stream because when I look at that YouTube overlay, firstly, I want to gouge my eyes out and cry. But secondly, I just think that Twitch is home, bro. I just think that Twitch has this like certain charm to it. You know, it's like it's grown from an infant to the size that it is. Like, there's a reason why people watch Twitch, and there's a reason why people don't watch as much YouTube gaming live, whatever the fuck it's called, right? I think that Twitch is just it, bro. I think Twitch is that place that you want to be at. It's a cool kid at the lunch table, if you will.
Well, all right. All good to know. Listeners, thank you for being here, paying attention to our insane ramblings about a streaming platform and the idiocracy between two friends. Sunny,
My
is
wife.
there anything you would like to plug?
Sure. You can find me on twitch.tv/Sunnyforhire. That, I mean, I actually don't know why specifically to Twitch. You can find me, type Sunnyforhire pretty much anywhere. You're going to find me. Maybe sometimes you have to add a TTV or a Twitch to the end of that. For the most part, Sunnyforhire everywhere. I stream occasionally. I try to go for quality over quantity, so I'm not live every day, which is kind of an El Bozo activity. But, you know, I'm trying. I'm going to get there. You know, you know what? Accordion, just for you, before I let you do your outro, I'm going to do my outro, my stream outro, the OG. Actually, firstly, I have a lot planned, actually. I'm going to try and do talent show and shit. Anyway, point is that if you guys came in here for my chat, or if you guys came in to listen to this podcast, if you listen for a second, if you listen for a minute, if you listen for an hour, if you just came in, skipped around, and went, this is fucking sick, I appreciate you. I love you. And hopefully it allows not only me, but Accordion to fully do this full time one day. And that's fucking awesome. All we're going to do is, you know, entertain you guys. So yeah, it's us always and forever. I love you, cuties. Accordion, thank you very much for having me on. It was a lot of fun, bro. I really appreciate it. This is sick.
I completely agree. It was always fun, especially since you and I don't talk as often as we probably would like to. But again, you're a busy person and I'm a busy person, and sometimes we just don't have jack shit to talk about.
Yeah, this is valid. But yeah, I'm going to end off with one last remark here. Guys, if you watch the Accordion Coverist on Twitch, make sure to only lurk, because that's kind of funny. Like that one? I mean,
Don't worry, viewers. I'm going to teach him how many pounds of torque it takes to rip off an ear.
You're going to twerk on my ear? It's kind of hot, bro.
The secret number is 10.
The secret number is 69?
Anyway, as always, I'm the Accordion Coverist, your host. You can find me at such places as YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, this podcast specifically, on all your platform streaming services, literally almost every single one of them that is properly well known. If you don't know how to spell my name, one, you haven't listened to the other episodes, and you probably should, because I spell it out over there. But I'll do it now, again, just in case. TheAccordionCoverist. If you can't figure that out, I don't know how to help you.
Can I spell my name too?
Sunnyforhire.
Ooh.
Yeah, all one word.
True.
Yes. But I think with that, without much further ado, to recap on your question, do I have anything planned? No, not at the moment. Aside from needing to raise money. Because I'm going to be moving.
Pog.
Yes. But,
my house.
I barely make enough at my job to cover my current bills. And also, as it might be looking like I might lose my job sometime soon.
Okay, so
gotta figure that out.
Any children listening, you want to get your mom's credit card and donate to the Accordion Coverist. Those big, send them those big numbers on the front and back.
Yes, all of them. But anyway, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this very bizarre podcast I've created. As always, I will see you sometime. Today, tomorrow, maybe next week. Maybe I'm seeing you right now. Right behind your screen. Don't look! Oh God! Podcast out.